this. Yeah. Good morning, Nautic Voyagers. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to do a big lift today. They're going to move my boat. I've asked them to remove it and to move it over one bay as well, and to reblock it because it's been put on blocks really badly and it's starting to damage the hull. So they've acknowledged that. I think they're still going to charge me for the move, although really they should be giving it away for free because the way it's been stacked previously is a shocker. So I'll show you in a minute. At the moment I'm just going over to the water tap behind me to go and fill up some buckets so that I've got some water for the day. So this is the blue line there that I've put on is where the main bulkhead is, where the reinforced bulkheads are. So that block is correct, but I don't like the way it's put on there. You'll see it from the back end. From the side view, rear view, you'll see how badly it looks. And this there's the bulkhead, the blue line. So that one's in the right place, but can you see the stack is actually falling forward? So the ground's giving way there, and it's going sideways as well. And look at the front one. Look at that shocker. It's actually on one side of the stack. So basically that is like, that's ready to go. Someone hits it, the whole boat comes down. And this one is just wobbly. But these are the worst ones on the port side. Look at this one. Again, they've stacked it through one side of the stack, and the stack is starting to give on that side, so it's starting to lean that way. See, they've missed the bulkhead. There's the bulkhead there. They've missed the bulkhead completely, so the rear end's on the bulkhead, but look at the front end. It's actually pushing up into the hull because they've missed it completely. And then the front one, there's the bulkhead. Now you think they'd fucking realise, wouldn't you? Just by looking that it's not in the right place. So they've put that there, which is not on a supporting bulkhead. Now look at that block, pushing up again. And not only that, it's actually pushing onto one of the through hulls. They told me that they're going to charge me for it, and I think it's about $800 to move it. And then they tried telling me that all catamarans should be put on the keels, like this one here. It's a fixed keel, which it looks like it is. Then look, I think that that's going to be okay. Fantin Pajot, they tried to tell me that they should be sitting that on this keel. These are sacrificial keels. They're designed to fall off under any impact. So if you sit them on there, they'll just roll out. I asked them 3 weeks ago to move me. I'm still here now. I've told them I can't work in the port hull with it like that. I'm scared of getting on that boat because it's going to fall over. I can't go in the port hole because every time I walk in there now, because I've taken out the bulkheads all the way down there, every time I walk in there now, that block there is pushing further up every bounce, so there's another crack to dock in. So they've promised me last week that they would do it last week, and at the middle of last week they came over and said we want to do it on Monday because Lawrence, the owner, wants to oversee it, which I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Lawrence. I'm glad you're taking an interest in it. They want to make sure that it's right and it's done properly. And you know, they've come up with every excuse under the sun as to why it was done like that. And one of the excuses was they didn't actually do it. It was the salvage company that hoisted the boats up and placed them on blocks. So yeah, I'm a little bit upset about it. But you know what? Let's just move on. Let's get this thing moved and let's get it fixed. But I just wanted to show you this morning the damage that's been caused by an incorrect standing of a boat. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. Much love, Yellow Mike. The owner should be arriving soon, and I'm probably going to end up with loads of people hanging around here. So yeah, let's see how we get on. they're blocking it. I'm blocking it. There you go. It's up and away now. It's high. Dead center now. This is good. No fucking trouble on that. That's good. Spot on. Looks great. Thanks, fellas. Oh, this is the fellas that made it happen. Say good morning. Yeah. Good job. Looks great.
Oh, lots of stands on the side.
Yeah, that'll be great. In the right place now, as you can see. It's right above the bulkhead, which is where I wanted it, and we've got a much better support system going on there, which is great. So this morning I knocked up a workbench, and really what it's doing is supporting the centre bulkhead here. It's giving that some support. So I know all the weight is on these blocks, is on the four corners here, which is great. But if you put too much load on the holes themselves, if you put too much load on the holes, what will happen is it'll spread and it'll crack the bulkhead. And so I want to relieve that by just supporting that bulkhead just enough so it's taking a bit of that load as well. So it's giving it some support so it doesn't sag. So that's what will happen. They'll push out and that will sag down. So I'm giving that some uplift. Now what I've got to do is I've got to take all of that mess over there, which is what I took out from underneath the catamaran, and I've got to put it now back under the catamaran. So that's my task for this afternoon. Not a very exciting task, but I need to get it under. I'm much happier about how this is being supported now. That's where the block was. Do you remember me showing you the block? And look at that's the damage from when it fell down. But this is the damage caused from the block. And it's compressed all of that and split. It's a split right down the friggin' middle. So I've got to redo all of this now as well. Redo all of that. Yeah, I know it looks scary, but guys, honestly, when I finish with it, it's going to look beautiful. Just really getting organised, ready to hit this hard. So it's gonna, what are we now? It's sort of halfway through December now. We're coming up to halfway through December. 13, 14, something like that. Next week I've got a crane coming just to lift the roof off the boat. I'm not happy with it, I'm going to replace it. And also lift the mast off the boat because I've got a new mast coming, replacement mast and boom and roller furler. So that's all coming next. I've got to drop the keels, so I needed the extra height so I could drop those keels down, and then I can just work on the pockets themselves. I'm not even attempted to get them off yet. Let all these stands and everything sort of settle into the ground a little bit before I start rocking things. But yeah, let's see what happens next. Okay, much love, peace. All of the stuff that I don't want to get wet, I mean all that stuff out there is pretty much done. I've got the blocks ready. Got my blocks ready for the mast to get put alongside here. My new mast. I've got space this side now because they moved me over, so I've got space this side so I can get my crane in to lift my roof off. And yeah, I've got my workbench set up, kind of. Got my fiberglass and my epoxies under here. Epoxy resins and fiberglasses under this side. We've got heaps of fiberglass, lots and lots of it. So very excited about that. I've got my sail drives out here, ready for building. Got my new quadrants that have turned up. That's cool. So yeah, a good day, good day. So we're a little bit higher than I used to be, but now I can't reach for steps. But it meant I could get my rudder stocks out. On the floor there, you see that one's bent to buggery. This one here, so I need to rebuild. Well, I'm gonna get this one straightened or replace it. It looks like it's been welded there at some point. I don't know. So I don't know, I think I'll just get a new one. My keels are up high enough now so I can drop them. Drop my keels, and now I can start work on the hulls. How exciting! I've got my timber under here, little timber pile. I've got some woodwork I need to do. I've got some varnishing to sand all my desk off, give that a damn good sand and get it varnished, looking good. You know, I'm gonna call it a day because it's 4 o'clock and the staff are outside waiting for me. Right, I've got to go home now. I'm tired. Oh, lumping shit around and building stuff, and there's a part of it. Hey, I don't mind, but I'm tired tonight. So yeah, good night everyone. See you soon. See you in the morning. Hey, good morning. Right, I'm back on the boat. It was a nice weekend, bit of a surprise, wasn't it, this weekend? So congratulations, Moxie and Mike. Nice one. Tomorrow I have a crane coming, and he's gonna take this roof off here and put it down on the floor down there. My mast off and put that down on the floor. I've got another mast just over here. So it's about 300 kilos the mast, so I'll get the lift to do that, and then remove 2 engines, port and starboard, because I've got 2 new engines going in there that have only done 700 hours, and 2 new sail drives. We've got to go over to the donor boat, and we've got to take off the roof, and I've disconnected the engines. I've removed the sail drives already. So yeah, this window frame here comes up to about there, and then it's tabbed on. As you can see, the tabs, this is a tab, and you can see the tabs broken loose here. So what I need to do on the donor boat is I need to cut that tab at the point where it folds, where there's a gap. So by cutting this tab through here, through this white line, that's the point where I'll be able to lift the roof straight off. But in saying that, that roof is, I can't lift that roof. I can just barely lift it, like a couple of millimeters. Remember, this roof here ended up over in the water over there, and so it was severely damaged. So we've got a breakout along here. We've got all that roughed up surface through there. Let's just walk around and have a look at all the damage. So we got this bit of damage here, which I could glass in and gel coat. We got that damage there, which I could again. But each one of these jobs is, you know, it's a day's work. So that'd be 2 days work. I've got holes in the top there. I've got a massive crack here. I've got a massive split there. That's all eaten away. That's going. That's split through there, and broken up. And this one's broken up, and it's broken up here. Yeah. So basically, it's we're going to remove the roof off the donor boat, and yeah, strip this down of all the essential stuff that I want to keep. So that's it. Yeah, tomorrow that's what's going to happen. So we're going to get a big crane, we're going to do some heavy lifting, we're going to bring that roof here, take this one off here, drop the new roof on, ready for tabbing in. Then we've got the 2 engines, port and starboard. Mine have done 13,000 hours. So yeah, the new ones that are going in have only done 700 hours, so that's the difference. And the sail drives, same. So it's imperative that I double check the engines tonight before I leave, just to make sure that we're disconnected everywhere and we're ready to do a lift, because I'm paying the crane by the hour, and it's not cheap. It's all about prep. But I've got to build a stand for my mast down on the bottom, another stand for the new mast, so I can strip this mast of all of its goodies. Yeah, so lots to do today. So I'm going to grab the angle grinder. I'm not going to film it because it's boring as hell and very dusty. Oh, the other thing that I'm doing is these damaged bits, like here where the tape marks are, this one here where the davits got ripped out of the boat, this one here where the lock got ripped off, and this one here where the davit got ripped out. I'm cutting sections out of the new boat, the donor boat, sections which are about 5 inches wider than where the opening is, and along this sort of along this detail line here, and I'm just gonna basically glass it in from the underside and get rid of all of that chewed up bit, and then I'll just have a line which I need to go around and sort of blend in. Up here where all of this has been broken away, with something that's crashed down over the top of it, so that's all been mashed up, and it goes down about 2 inches down that side. So I'm going to cut this whole section out of the donor boat. I'm going to plant the new section on top of here, and I'm going to glass it in from the back, and then I'll have a line which goes around here, which again I'm going to fare in and blend into the existing gel coat. This keel is not quite right. If we have a look here together, you can see that that keel is pushing out too far. So I need to drive some stakes in the ground which will alter the angle of this keel slightly, just ever so slightly, enough for me to start to reglass and reset everything. Also seems to have ballooned out slightly there. Yeah, that's more like it. Right, so that's more like how the rudder should be sitting naturally. But on this side, again, I don't want to take it out just yet. I want to actually get this rudder again. I want to preset it, so drive some stakes in the ground just to get the right angle, and then I can start grinding all that away, and then I can reset the pocket and everything else and all the fiberglass with the rudder in the right location. And then once that's set again, I can drop that and have a look inside the pocket and see if that needs some work. I went inside and I checked out an old advert for Nautic Voyager, and I noticed that the bimini on the back end has these. So I started routing through, and it turns out that that is off my boat. And so I started rooting around, and I found that frame, which is down on the floor there. I found that frame there which belongs to that. So I'm hoping tomorrow when the crane's here, I can just lift a couple of sections of this out the way and retrieve that framework. Because if I can get that framework, I believe also that hidden amongst all of that metalwork just underneath there, you'll see the hard bimini, and I think that belongs to that framework. I'm not sure, but I think it does, and if it does, it's good, because I've got the canvas for the bimini on my boat. Before I sign off, I just wanted to show you my scrimboard. So that's my to-do pile now. There you see, and this one's in progress, and this one here is completed. So you can see that quite a few things have been completed now. I've got a hell of a lot in progress and not much more to do. Yeah, I've just finished work and I'm sitting on the quay, and I'm going to wait for them. I reckon they're going to be a couple of hours yet, but who knows how long it's going to take them. Apparently they're crashing into waves, so that's an experience. So I bought myself, it's been a long day, been grinding all day, and I ran out of grinding disc. Had to go into the store, Maxwell's, to go and buy some grinding discs. I got all the way back to the boatyard, started grinding, did about 20 minutes and then ran out of petrol on the generator. I was going to go and get some more petrol, and I realised it was 3:30, so the day was more or less over anyway, so I decided that I would just call it a day. Merry Christmas everybody, from the Grand Bahama Yacht Club, which is where we got yesterday afternoon. So we've all had our Christmas showers this morning, nice hot shower, done a bit of washing, and it's only, I think it's about 7 o'clock. Phoned most of my family. I'm still waiting for some phone calls to come back. Did half a shave because my battery shaver ran out, and yeah, so we haven't even handed out any presents or anything yet, so here we are, Grand Bahama Yacht Club on a Christmas morning in the winter time. Check that out. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you had a beautiful day. God loves you all. Be good to each other. I'll see you in the new year.